Okay, so I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I feel like it's probably a must now at this point because it's everywhere currently on social media. The racism which took place during the Tottenham Hotspur game and Chelsea contest, mainly aimed at Antonio Rudiger, who was the recipient of the kick from Son Heung-min, which led to his red card. And I feel like immediately, as soon as that situation happened, you could just tell something stupid was going to happen because Son Heung-min getting sent off, it completely changed the atmosphere of the game. Tottenham could no longer make the substitutions that they wanted from Mourinho. They were down to 10 men. They were already losing 2-0. And it's always the most ignorant of fans, and they always revert to the same idiotic, whether it's the monkey chants, whether it's the symbols always pointed at black players. And it's really ignorant because, I mean, there are black players in uniform for Tottenham Hotspur, but it's directed at the opposing team's players of color. And every single time it is brought up, there's always this sort of emphasis on stomping out racism in football. There's no place for it, yet there's still no action. There is still no action that's taken. Obviously, the referee, Anthony Taylor, in the Premier League game between Spurs and Chelsea, was actually very adamant that he would. He went to talk to Mourinho, went to talk to Lampard, talked to them together, said, if there was a third incident in which we will not announce over the PA, we will get players off the field. And I really, really like that response from Anthony Taylor. But at the same time, the PAs obviously didn't work because fans were still booing. There were still monkey chants. And there was even stuff thrown at the goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga, which, I mean, less of the racism conduct, more of the causing issues in the game conduct. And over and over and over, we see these issues. Obviously, Chelsea, they've had issues of their own in the past. They've had, I should not say issues of their own in the past. They've had a ton of issues with racism. And Chelsea have come out and they've gone full on, head on against it. Whether it's the players, whether it's Roman Abramovich, the owner, with the Stamp Out Anti-Semitism movement, and as well with the No to Racism movement from Chelsea. But we saw it in the Manchester derby where the Man City fans were absolutely berating Fred, absolutely going after Fred for who knows what reason, because Fred was actually playing fantastic against Man City. But it's literally just the opposing players that cause issues that fans feel like they then need to lash out over, and it's always that of the racist conduct. And it's just so disappointing that while we're coming to the end of a decade in Premier League football and in football in general, we're still bringing the conduct of the 1960s with us. We're now in the 2020s, essentially, and we're going to have racism still causing issues in football games, still causing issues in fans, still causing issues on the pitch, and it's just so disgusting. This was an amazing game, by the way. This was an absolutely amazing contest to watch between Tottenham, between Chelsea, seeing manager versus manager, seeing players just absolutely going balls to the wall. There was Mason Mount, Willian, Son Heung-min, even Rudiger, but we obviously, can't behave ourselves, and the conduct that people take from these games is not the conduct that we would like to see in football anymore. And it's very, very old, and it's just so outdated. And of course, the Rudiger, I thought the worst because I saw him making the sort of like the monkey symbols and that he could hear it, and my heart just sunk because, I mean, it was just after the Son Heung-min red card, and it's just, you're watching the game and you're like, oh, of course, because Rudiger, he sold, I feel like he did sell it. Son Heung-min's red card, maybe it was a little bit harsh, but I mean, on VAR, it looks violent. So obviously Son Heung-min was going to get a red card for it, and of course you knew how the fans were going to lash out. You knew something bad was going to happen. And England, people in England in general, we don't have room to speak on, the racism issues or the conduct of racist issues that takes place in Italy when there's still issues in big six games like the Manchester derby, like Tottenham, Chelsea, like Chelsea, Manchester City last year. And it just sucks. It sucks to see. And I really hope that in some way, shape, or form that there is some conduct that comes from this against Tottenham, like there was in the Manchester derby. There was a man who was arrested for it. He was charged with conduct for it, and he was banned for life. And that's something that I would like to see from this Tottenham game. Hopefully, in some way, shape, or form, fans are able to take charge of their own. Take take charge of your own, speak by your own actions, prove that, you know, football does not have to have these sort of racist actions, essentially for no outcome. It didn't change the game in any way, shape, or form, besides delaying it, besides essentially pointing yourself out as a racist in the middle of a crowd of what I consider great people. Tottenham are usually, the Spurs fans specifically, are fantastic fans, but this was not that day. So yeah, it sucks that this is the type of video that has to be made after my Spurs-Chelsea video. But yeah, if you guys didn't see that, I did a whole reaction on the contest, on what an amazing game it was. I'll leave that link in the description. But yeah, it sucks that it's come to this on one of the last big derbies of 2020. But yeah, you guys gotta let me know your thoughts on the match down in the comments below. Thank you guys still so much for watching, and peace.